Good Friday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on this Friday, the 13th of March, 2015. And it's a beautiful sunrise this morning with lots of clear sunshine around the region, partly cloudy to clear skies across the region this morning. Temperatures all generally running anywhere from the mid and upper 20s into the low and mid 30s in the New York, New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. Temperatures across interior New Jersey running in the low to the mid 20s at this time, but temperatures are all rising with light variable winds at this moment, and very little in the way of wind chills as pressures continue to rise as high pressure is dominantly in control. Morning pass of the visible satellite this morning shows high cirrus clouds already approaching from our south and west, and our sunshine is going to be fading during the afternoon hours as clouds begin to increase as the area of low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico into the Tennessee and Mississippi Valley reaches towards our region by tomorrow, with rain spreading into the region by tonight. We can see this very nicely on the latest surface map from weatherroanoke.com and digital atmosphere software. The high pressure is now leaving. Winds are turning around to the southwest on the western fringe of this, and our low pressure area here in the south is moving up in our direction with spokes of rain that will be approaching the region late tonight, and particularly moderate to heavy rain around the region tomorrow morning. Now, while we have no land or sea advisories at this time, we want to point a few things out on the marine decks. Right now, we're expecting a southerly flow to increase Saturday and Saturday night and shift to the northwest on Sunday. It appears that the winds mainly stay below small craft advisory conditions. However, on Sunday, there could be some gusts around 25 knots on the near shores, although less mixing during the day would result over the waters as the boundary layer is probably still mild enough. And then on Monday and Tuesday, a cold front moves through the region on Monday night and Tuesday morning, and a wind shift to the northwest. The flow is expected to increase with better mixing, therefore gusts to around 25 knots are possible on the waters on Tuesday. For the land masses, rain Saturday should be steady enough and heavy enough during the morning hours. The low-level flow out of the southwest helping to draw up the Gulf of Mexico moisture. The flow veers to the west during the afternoon, and this results in some lower QPFs across the northern and western tiers, and more heavier rain across the Delmarva and eastern New Jersey. Overall, the total rainfall amount should end up to be about an inch in a 6-hour flood gauge period. This could approach some spots basically along either side of Interstate 95 around and under an inch. Widespread impacts are not expected, and there may be some poor drainage flooding during this time as the heavy rains, along with smaller and fast responding streams, getting into minor flood stage. The threat looks localized enough, and therefore there is no flood watch to be issued at this moment, although we will revisit that during the afternoon. Things look nice on the aviational deck this morning. VFR clear, scattered clouds at about 25,000 feet, light northeast wind this morning, and then some cirrus at about 25,000 feet, lowering and thickening during the afternoon to near 15,000 feet, light northeast winds becoming south-southeast with afternoon gusts to about 15 knots. Tonight, VFR ceilings to start becoming IFR and limited IFR with rain, stratus, fog early Saturday, light winds. Outlook Saturday, MVFR, IFR, and periods of rain and some fog, then improving to VFR from night from the west to the east. And the rain is expected to taper to showers on Saturday afternoon and end early Saturday evening. South winds mainly 10 knots or less, shifting to the northwest at night. During the day on Sunday, VFR ceilings at times, northwest winds 10 to 15 knots, a few higher gusts up to about 20-25 knots. Monday and Tuesday, VFR, northwest to southwest winds less than 10 knots, becoming northwest Monday night and Tuesday as another cold front moves through the region. Right now, outside of Newark, we have generally 31 degrees, 2.9, humidity 39%. The wind is out of the northeast at 7. A few clouds at 25,000 feet, otherwise mostly clear. And right now we're in VFR conditions, and that should be the main area for today, with the focus on the rain becoming moderate to heavy by tomorrow morning. Philadelphia's in VFR right now. 32 degrees at freezing, 2.8, humidity 36. The wind is northeast at 3. A few clouds again at 26,000. That's the cirrus moving in overhead. Rain develops late tonight. Moderate to heavy pockets of rain around the region with IFR conditions by tomorrow morning. GFS maps into motion. Everything looks kind of benign in the weather department over the next couple of days. It will be chilly. There definitely will be a chill in the air. It's not going to be any bounce into spring. With a trough access in the east and a series of cold fronts moving through the region just to reinforce the chilly air that's in place. The main focus obviously is for tonight, late tonight and tomorrow afternoon as the rain moves through the region. The low pressure area moves up towards the Great Lakes and into the St. Lawrence River Valley in southeastern Canada. It drags a cold front through. Drying conditions on Sunday, just in time for a couple of parades around the region for St. Patrick's Day. High pressure remains in control, builds over the forecast region on Sunday night and Monday. Here comes the next disturbance and weak cold front moving through. Most of the precipitation will remain to our north during the day on Tuesday, with chilly air in place for St. Patrick's Day, but nonetheless, it will be rather benign. And it looks like just a series of high pressure systems moving across the region. Our next bout of wet and rainy weather will probably come late next week as we approach the equinox on Friday when spring begins. Going to have some warm air advection moving into the area on Friday the 20th, and that means that rain will overspread the region as spring begins during Friday morning and Friday afternoon. That system moves out and just more high pressure building in across the region, and a pretty chilly air mass in place by late next week too, as the trough axis remains in the eastern United States. And with that, the 500 millibar pattern going into the next 10 days from the European, the GFS, and the Canadian model guidance shows our PNA ridge here out in the west. Beautiful weather to be living out in this area of the country, although very, very dry, and with the drought conditions still continuing in the severity ranges here in the southwest. In the eastern United States, a mean trough across the Great Lakes into the northeast means series of cold fronts and cooler weather for certain. So for everything live, it's Garden State Weather, gardenstateweather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday.